Okay, we're live and nobody's here yet, so we can kind of give it a minute. Mute this.
So all of this is like I can keep track of my pipeline of everything that's in there, and then I can start a new loan. Just fill out their basic information, and then I can type out a whatever invite message, create and send. It creates the app for them and sends them an email link so they can finish it. If I need to price a loan, I can an existing or new loan, like say they're like, hey, we're at this house or whatever, and we need to price this up, and then I can price it up and tell them what real-time rates are for that day. I can edit a loan on here, so just find my loan.
Hi guys.
Hi.
Good afternoon. It's Eladi Fonseca with Great Expectations Realty.
I'm Deanna with Guaranteed Rate.
And we're here to answer all the questions you guys might have on purchasing a home. Okay, we're done to do Google. I just saw it now. I don't know what we're supposed to say. So if you guys have any questions for us, go ahead and type them in on the chat and we will try to respond to all the questions. Do you want to talk about a little bit about how the market's doing for you, Deanna?
So here in Florida, I think it's a little different than what the market is in other places. We have been staying steady. Houses are still selling. Rent is just as much as buying a home, if not more. So it's always still a good time to be a home owner rather than renting. I know rates are a little bit higher now, and that scares people, but historically, they're really not as high as they've been in the past. And eventually, if rates go down, you can always refinance later and you'll still have that home ownership rather than paying somebody else's mortgage.
And what are you seeing? Because as an agent, I know what I'm selling more of. As a lender, what are you seeing that's selling more of?
As far as like collateral type, or
as far as are you seeing more new constructions? Are you seeing more of the resales?
I think that I'm really seeing more of a 50-50. I'm getting new construction as well as the resales. It really just depends on the buyer and what you're looking for. Some people don't mind doing some work on a house and making it their own. With a new construction, you have less maintenance, which is always pretty helpful for a first-time home buyer. Because you don't have that landlord to fall back on if something goes wrong. So at least with a new construction, you end up with a little bit of a warranty. You know, everything's new, should be good to go. But it really just depends on the buyer and what they're looking for. But I see it as 50-50.
I'm kind of like the same, but I'm not really. I think I'm seeing more of the new construction on my end.
Yeah.
I'm selling a lot of the new construction.
I think also inventory has something to do with that because there's a lot more new construction coming up and being readily available that it's easier to get a contract on new construction.
On my aspect, it's a lot. I'm getting a lot of the first-time home buyers. And you know, because you financed quite a couple for me.
Yeah.
So I'm getting the first-time home buyers that they don't want to have to deal with a lot of fixer-uppers because they don't have the means to at the moment.
Right, and they're first-time homeowners. They don't know all the work that goes into it. So a new construction option is a great path for a first-time home buyer to go.
So we state this every time we do a live for Homebuyers Workshop. We cannot talk about rates. We cannot talk about, but we can talk about some of the programs.
Yes, so definitely.
What first-time homebuyers programs do we have available?
So every program really has its own first-time homebuyers route to it. Just once I sit down and do an application with somebody, it's what program best fits for them or what few programs do they qualify for, and let's talk about the differences on what each program entails. So we have programs as with no down payment, to programs with as little as a 3% down payment for a first-time home buyer. And what makes a first-time home buyer is someone who has not had ownership in a home in the last 3 years. So just because you've owned a home and maybe it was 10 years ago and you've been renting ever since, you're still considered a first-time home buyer if you have not owned a home in the last 3 years. So that's kind of helpful to people. It's not just your first, just getting into living on your own and you're going to be, buying your first home and all of that. That's not just who qualifies as a first-time home buyer.
Okay, so I'm going to give you, I'm Hispanic, so I talk very quick.
Okay.
But now I got to translate in Spanish. So I'm going to give you a 2-minute break. And hopefully everything we just discussed in 5 minutes, I can put it in 2. So, hola, buenos días. Mi nombre es Eladi Fonseca. Yo soy Realtor aquí con Great Expectations Realty. Y aquí tengo una de mis lenders que hago, una de ellas, ella se llama Diana Chosewood y ella está con Guaranteed Rate. Hoy estamos hablando de los diferentes programas que hay disponibles para los compradores de primera vez y aunque estés comprando una casa de inversión, estamos hablando un poquito de los programas disponibles. No podemos hablar de los rates. Si tienen algunas preguntas, me las pueden hacer ahí en el chat y le vamos a tratar de contestar, siempre y cuando no sean preguntas de rates, porque no podemos hablar de eso en este programa. Ella está explicando que para ser comprador de primera vez no tiene que ser la primera casa, siempre y cuando es la casa que vas a comprar como first time home buyers de los últimos 2 años. 2 years for first time home buyers again? 3 años. Son 3 años. Vamos a decir que 3 años atrás, pues ustedes vendieron su casa, se fueron rentados, se fueron para otro estado, cualquiera que haya sido la razón, regresan otra vez y ahora quieren comprar casa otra vez por primera vez. Siempre y cuando hayan esperado 3 años, cualifican para los programas de first time home buyers. Okay. I think I summed it up and I told you. 1.5 minutes.
Less than 2 minutes. Nice.
Si tienen alguna preguntita, si en español o en inglés, me la escriben en el chat y le vamos a tratar de contestar las preguntas como mejor podamos. So we're waiting. We're seeing if anybody has any questions. So I just translated everything that we just said about first-time home buyers and different programs available.
Okay. No questions yet?
So voy a jalar un reporte a ver cómo está el mercado ahora mismo y qué es lo que ha estado haciendo el mercado esta última semana aquí en Ocala para que tengan una idea. So I just said it in Spanish first. Sorry, guys. So I am trying to actually pull up a report on my phone to find out what the market's been doing in Marion County this past week alone. Okay, so within the last 7 days, we've had 361 new listings. We've had 39 price increases, 332 price decreases. Can you believe that? 332 price decreases.
I can believe that. I think that people are starting to realize that the prior to or the COVID or post-COVID pricing where everything was going a little crazy is starting to level out. Mm-hmm. So it's taken a little while for sellers to realize that even if realtors are telling them, I really think we should list for this, sellers were still in that mindset that, well, the house up the road sold for this, and that was 2 years ago. So I can believe that there has been price drops.
Yeah. And we've had actually 103 houses hit the market again, back on market. So for one reason or another, they haven't either financed or people just decided to change their minds and they're back on market, 103 of them.
Oh, wow.
Which is not bad. I mean, there's been months or weeks because this is within the last 7 days in Marion County alone.
Nice.
So that's not bad. So we have our first question from Crucero TV. Is there any programs for people who are buying in Florida as primary home?
So are you referring to maybe a down payment assistance program or
I'm selling my first home in another state to buy in Florida.
Okay, so you would still be considered, you're not considered a first-time home buyer if you are already a homeowner. So even if you're a homeowner in another state, you're still not considered because the loan programs are nationwide. They're not just state-specific. So as far as a program, every program is going to, you'll be able to qualify for any of them depending on what your qualifications are. There's not specific just because you're a first-time home buyer in Florida, because you've owned a home in the last 3 years, so you wouldn't be considered a first-time home buyer. Now, as far as down payment assistance programs go, we would have to see what your qualifications are and if you possibly would qualify for any assistance if needed. A lot of them, though, you do have to be based in Florida, so we would just have to take a look at that and just dissect the guidelines and see, what you would fit with.
So, la primera pregunta que teníamos fue, ¿hay algún programa para comprar tu casa por primera vez en Florida? So, la señora está vendiendo, o el señor está vendiendo su casa en otro estado y van a venir a vivir a Florida, quieren saber qué programas hay. En esta situación en particular no cualificarían para el First Time Home Buyers porque estás acabando de vender tu casa en otro estado. Tienes que haber vendido la casa por lo menos en 3 años para ser cualificado para el First Time Home Buyers aquí en Florida. So here's another question. Do I qualify for the 3% down payment or will I have a higher down payment?
So you would qualify as, you're not going to be the first time home buyer. So if we were going conventional, you would be a 5% down payment at least. If we were going FHA, you're still going to be the 3.5% because no matter what, you have to at least just put 3.5%, whether you're a first time home buyer or not for FHA. If we were looking at a USDA loan, in that aspect, you would have 0% down payment. So the one where it really changes is your conventional financing, and that's going to be 3% for a first-time home buyer and 5% for a previous homeowner.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to type my name and my number on here, Crucero TV, if you want to reach out to me. Also, if you want to reach out to Diana, I am also going to include her information like that. You have both our numbers, and we will be more than happy to help you if Ocala is the route you decide to go. And Diana, what is your number?
352 496 1883.
So both our numbers are on there. Anybody that's watching this live, if you decide that you want more information or you're ready, just go ahead and give us a call, and we'll definitely help you with the process. So el Crucero TV estaba haciendo una pregunta que si cualificarían para el programa de 3% down. Diana explicó, la situación es un poquito diferente. Usualmente el 3% es para cuando son first time home buyers. En el caso de las personas que pues quieren comprar otra vez, como no está 3 años entre medio, el conventional sería como un 5% de pronto y los otros programas serían 3.5% de pronto. You're welcome, Crucero TV. Like I said, we're here. If you need anything, go ahead and give us a buzz. And again, if anybody has questions, please go ahead and put them in the chat, and we'll try to get to all of them.
Yes.
Si alguien tiene alguna pregunta, por favor, escríbanlo en el chat y se lo contestaremos como mejor podamos. So we see we have 5 people watching. Our contact information is on there for those of you that just joined us. Again, my name is Eladi Fonseca. I'm a realtor here with Great Expectations Realty. And with me today, I have Diana Chosewood, and she is from Guaranteed Rate. She's a lender. So if you guys have any questions, we're here to help. Six people, 5 people. Okay. So as we were talking earlier, for those of you that have just joined us, this week, in the past 7 days, we've had 361 new listings, 39 price increases, and 332 price decreases. So we have a question from Ingrid. Okay, what help is there for down payment? Do we have any down payment assistance?
Yes, there is down payment assistance through the state of Florida. We currently have Hometown Heroes, which is dwindling down very, very quickly. They expect it to be completely used up in the next couple months.
Time out. I got to translate.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry.
So, Ingrid, hay un par de programas disponibles. Uno de ellos es el que se llama el Hometown Heroes Program. Hay un listado bien largo y detallado de la gente que cualificarían para ese programa. Ellos esperan que en los próximos par de meses, pues ya esos fondos se acaben, como ha sido muy... se ha ayudado mucha gente con esos down payment assistance. Ese es uno de los programas que se llama el Hometown Heroes Program. Okay, what's the other one?
So a little more on the Hometown Heroes. With that program, you have to work for a Florida-based company. So as long as your home base is based in Florida, you should be able to qualify for that program. Go ahead.
Ingrid, siempre y cuando usted trabaje para alguien, en el listado que le expliqué anteriormente, hay un listado bien grande, tienes que trabajar aquí en la Florida, eso no puede ser en otro estado. Y algunos de los programas es como si fueras nurse, right?
No, so not any longer. There's no job title.
Okay,
it's just you have to be a Florida-based employee.
Ok, so han cambiado un poquito, que es bueno porque ahora el programa está abierto para más personas aquí en el estado de la Florida. Siempre y cuando vivas en la Florida, el Down Payment Assistance a través del Hometown Hero se le puede dar.
Yes, and you get a minimum of $10,000, a maximum of 5% of your loan amount.
So el mínimo que te darían de ayuda para el down payment serían $10,000 y te pueden dar hasta 5% de la cantidad que estás comprando. O sea, un ejemplo sería en una casa, vamos a poner de 250,000, vamos a decir que cualificas por eso. El 5% de eso serían $12,500.
Yes.
So, el máximo sería el 5%, el mínimo sería $10,000 que le dan para asistencia para el down payment.
And it caps out at $35,000.
Llega hasta $35,000. Después de $35,000 no te van a dar el máximo de $35,000.
There's another program, the Florida Bond Program, that gives you a maximum of $10,000, and there is no employment stipulation on that one.
Hay otro programa que se llama el Florida Bond, que son hasta $10,000. Ese no tiene estipulaciones. Do I have to pay this money back?
Yes.
Todo el dinero que ayuden como para asistencia de down payment sí se tiene que pagar para atrás. When and how?
Okay. So the down payment assistance is added as a second lien on your home. So basically a second mortgage.
El programa de down payment assistance se le incluye en la casa como si fuera un segundo mortgage.
The second mortgage is a 30-year term with 0% interest, and no payment is due throughout the term. Do you want to?
So it's okay. So el préstamo es como si fuera de 30 años. No tienes intereses en ese préstamo. So when is y no está due en los primeros 30 años. So when is it due? After the first mortgage is paid off?
No. So either if you sell your home, it will be repaid out of your proceeds. If you refinance your home, it has to be repaid at time of refinance. So it'll be included in your new loan, your new first mortgage loan amount. Or if it reaches the 30 years, it is due, all due at that 30-year point.
Ok, Ingrid, para aclararte un poquito más, hay tres maneras que puede estar due. Si vendes la casa, te lo van a cobrar del cierre, en otras palabras. En el cierre te van a cobrar el dinero que te prestaron como para el down payment. Acuérdate que ese dinero no crece con intereses. No vas a tener que pagar interés. So, el primero es si vendes la casa. Si refinancias la casa, ese préstamo va a estar incluido en el refinanciamiento. O el día que cumpla los 30 años y saldes la casa, entonces que ese dinero está due de un pagarés. One payment, right?
Yes.
De un pagarés.
Now you are able to make payments throughout the term of the loan as well. So if you decide, oh, you know what, I want to make a payment this month, the second mortgage holder, the company is the same as your first mortgage company, and you would just call them or tell, and say, hey, I want to make a payment towards my second mortgage, and you can start repaying.
So, durante ese tiempo, si usted decide, mira, yo tengo un dinerito extra mensual, quiero pagar hacia ese préstamo en particular, el mortgage company que tiene tu primer préstamo también va a tener ese préstamo. Usted los llama y le dice, mira, yo quiero pagar X cantidad hacia ese préstamo. So, durante el proceso de los 30 años, usted lo puede estar pagando también si quieres. ¿Me entendiste un poquito o tengo que tratar de explicarlo otra vez, Ingrid? We'll see.
Okay.
So you guys, if you have any questions, go ahead and drop them in the chat for us. Si tienen alguna pregunta, por favor, escríbanlo en el chat y estamos aquí para contestarlos. And for those of you that are watching us again, I'm Eladi Fonseca with Guaranteed. With Great Expectations Realty, and I have Deanna Tosewood here with Guaranteed Rate. We're switching job positions today. I'm with Guaranteed Rate now.
I mean, we're basically co-workers that work for different companies.
Yes.
That's fine.
Ok, Ingrid, sí, muchas gracias a usted por hacernos las preguntas. Si la podemos ayudar, ahí ves en el chat que está mi número de teléfono y mi nombre. Si tiene alguna otra pregunta, me puedes llamar, me puedes enviar un texto y también me puedes conseguir en Facebook. Y la información de Diana también está ahí disponible.
And when we are ready to move forward, if you, even though I am not Spanish speaking, I work with a lot of Spanish speaking
yes.
clients as well. So she is always willing to translate, and my application can actually be completed in Spanish when you're filling it out. So that's a huge help.
So, Diana lo que acaba de decir es que aunque ella no habla español, yo soy su intérprete. Nosotros trabajamos, llevamos un par de años trabajando juntas, y la aplicación de ella también puede ser hecha en español. So, aquí siempre estamos para ayudarlos. Let's type in our information again.
Okay.
I know I have to do it a couple times for people that are logging in. So, aquí estoy poniendo mi información otra vez por si acaso no lo ven arriba. Ese es mi número de celular y me pueden textear o llamarme. Y también estoy en Facebook. Aquí también voy a incluir la información de Diana. Ya también es el número de ella de celular. La pueden llamar y hacerle cualquier pregunta. O si es en español, me llaman a mí y yo la llamo a ella y hacemos una llamada de conferencia y así ella le puede explicar también. That's fine.
You want to talk about the sales again?
Okay.
Maybe do it in Spanish this time.
Good idea. So, lo que estamos entre medio de los breaks, lo que estamos explicando es que, okay, we'll go back to explaining this. We have another question from Crucero TV. Thank you so much for watching us and here to, we're here to answer any questions you have. So, income requirements for FHA or conventional?
So, it's kind of a vague question. There's not a minimum like income requirement. It's going to all depend on the applicant and their monthly debts that they have going out compared to what their monthly income is. I work with clients that are W-2 employees, 1099, self-employed. So, all of those can qualify for FHA or conventional lending. And then also I have a plethora of non-qualified mortgage products as well for someone who is self-employed and say they don't qualify for a standard loan. I have different types of loans that I can do for self-employed borrowers as well.
So la pregunta fue que si hay requerimientos de income para los dos programas que es FHA o convencional. No hay diferentes, cada programa tiene sus requerimientos aparte. Cuando income es todo basado en general, no se le va a decir, mira, tienes que hacer $500,000 al año para que cualifiquen. No, es mucha información y hay diferentes programas que ayudan a diferentes niveles de income. Different programs for different levels of income.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so her question was, I work from home. My employer's home state is Pennsylvania. I work on W-2. What do I need?
So we would just need to confirm that you would continue your employment. If you're already working from home from another state that's not Pennsylvania, clearly you're going to be able to work from home from Florida as well. So that would really, and it doesn't matter what program, the underwriter would want to confirm that you will continue your employment when you move. So really it would just be most recent 30 days of pay stubs and me just calculating your income, making sure that it's correct in the system. And then if the underwriter would like an additional verification from your employer, we would actually reach out to them for that verification. It's nothing that you would have to do.
So la pregunta fue, yo trabajo, okay, wait, we have another one. They gave me a letter saying that I can work from any state. Would that work?
Yeah, that would be perfect. That would definitely satisfy the being able to prove that you will continue employment no matter where you are.
So la pregunta fue, yo trabajo de mi casa, mi empleador está en el estado de Pennsylvania. Yo trabajo con un W-2, ¿qué es lo que necesito? Lo que necesita es una carta explicando de que aunque usted se mude para otro estado, usted va a poder seguir trabajando con la compañía. Porque siempre y cuando ellos sepan que usted se está mudando y tiene trabajo, pues va a haber manera de poder financiarlos. La señora o la persona puso que le dieron una carta diciendo que pueden trabajar de cualquier estado. So sí, eso trabajaría. Okay, and thanks. Absolutely no.
You're
Again,
welcome.
thank you for hanging in there with us and asking us these great questions because you know it's a question that I'm sure a lot of people have.
They're really good questions. Definitely.
They are. Mm-hmm. And like I said, we're here. We're doing a bilingual program today. We're trying to reach out to all the different markets out there. I guess you know Spanish, English. That's all I can speak.
Yeah, and don't be shy. No question is a dumb question. If we didn't do this every day, we wouldn't know the answers to these questions, and we'd be in your spot wanting to ask them. So now's your time.
And even as an agent, I call you all the time asking you these questions.
You do. And
I have a buyer. This is the situation. What can we do? How can we help?
My expertise is lending. Her expertise is the real estate selling. So I call her with my real estate questions and she calls me with lender questions.
And that's why we're a great team.
Yes.
So again, if you guys have any questions, go ahead. I've popped up our information twice on there. You have my direct cell number. You have Deanna's cell number. Shoot her any more questions you can have. Shoot me any questions. We're going to be here until 1. So we got plenty of time to share with you guys. So please ask away. Now I'll go to what the market is doing in Spanish. So el mercado en estos últimos 7 días. Okay. We'll go back to that one because now we have another question.
Yay.
See, I like this. I like the questions. Do USDA loans have different requirements than the FHA or conventional?
Yes. So every loan program is going to have different qualifications. So that's why it's important for me to take a full application and see what your qualifications are as a buyer. So I can see exactly what programs you will qualify for because it's going to be different than another buyer. And I'll show you which multiple programs that you might qualify for. And we can talk about the differences and see which one's going to be the best fit for you.
Those of you that are watching us live, we also offer a free home buyers packet. There's a lot of information on there. If you just want to, on the chat, just send me your email address, you know, your name, your email address. I'll make sure that this week I get those out to you. It's free. I'll just pop an email. It is a lot of pages, but it's very, very, very helpful. So Ingrid did ask, if I move to Ocala and I start a job in the same kind of job that I was doing, but with a different company, do I have to wait 2 years to apply?
So typically no, if you are a W-2 employee, so they take taxes out of your pay stub. I can actually do a loan for you with an offer letter that as long as your start date is within 60 days of our closing date, I can use that offer letter to close on a loan for you.
So, Ingrid, típicamente no tienes que esperar los 2 años, siempre y cuando sea un empleo de W-2 y sea en el mismo tipo de trabajo. obviamente no con la misma compañía, y siempre y cuando tengas la carta que dice que usted va a empezar a trabajar para esa compañía, vamos a decir que compró casa y mañana es el cierre. Siempre y cuando usted empiece en los próximos 60 días, ella puede usar esa carta para poder ayudarle. Eso sí puede financiar siempre y cuando esté en el mismo tipo de trabajo, sea un W2 y tengas la carta diciendo que vas a tener trabajo garantizado, en otras palabras. Thanks, guys, for joining us and watching us. Here with you today is me, Eladi Fonseca, with Great Expectations Realty, and we have Miss
Deanna Chosewood with Guaranteed Rate.
We're here to help. If you have any questions, we're trying to do this bilingual, so we're doing Spanish and English. Please do not hesitate to ask any questions on the chat. We are answering all the questions. My information is on there as well as Deanna's. Those are our cell numbers, so you will always have a way to get a hold of us. If you are wanting a free home buyers packet, go ahead and send me your name and your email address, and I will get those out to you this week. Ingrid, también dije en inglés que tengo unos packets para home buyers, para compradores. Ahí hay mucha información que es buena para, y no tienes que ser comprador de primera vez, pero es mucha información que le damos a nuestros home buyers de gratis. Si te interesa, mándame tu nombre en el chat y tu correo electrónico y yo te lo hago llegar por correo electrónico. De nada. She said, thank you.
De nada.
Ok, Eladi, me comunicaré contigo porque yo soy bilingüe, pero mi esposo solo habla español y quiero que me pueda entender. Puedes poner tu email, aceptas text en tu número. Ok, so yes, Crucero TV. Sí, voy a poner mi correo electrónico aquí, acepto textos al número de teléfono que puse, correcto. Voy a poner mi correo electrónico ahora. She wants my email. That's Crucero TV.
Mhm.
She is bilingual, but her husband only speaks Spanish.
Okay.
So she wants me to be able to understand him. So she wants my email address.
Okay.
So I just sent her my email address.
I'm going to
ahead
put
and type
mine in
yours.
as well. So everybody has that.
So Miguel asked, other than Hometown Heroes, are there other down payment assistance programs available?
There is the Florida Bond program that is still through, I can't even type, that is still through the state of Florida, but doesn't have the same restrictions as the Hometown Heroes does. And then there's also local, depending on the county that you're going to buy in. Usually they have some local down payment assistance programs as well. So those vary based on the county. They have their own guidelines. So it would just be depending on where you're looking to buy in Florida. And I can lend anywhere in the state of Florida. Alati's licensed through the whole state of Florida. So we can help you guys out.
So, ella estaba explicando de los diferentes programas otra vez que hay de asistencia de down payment. Aquí otra vez está nuestra información, nuestro número de teléfono en diferentes programas. Cada situación es diferente. So, pueden haber más ayudas para uno, otros no. So, definitivamente denos una llamada, envíenos un correo electrónico y nosotros los vamos a tratar de ayudar lo mejor que podamos. Ok, so voy a tratar ahora de hacer el market review en español.
You're welcome.
Ok, so de nuevos listings aquí en el condado de Marion, que es en Ocala. Esta semana nada más entraron 361 nuevas casas al mercado. Así que se pueden imaginar cuántas casas tenemos disponibles, pero a la misma vez se venden tan rápido. Le subieron el precio a 39 casas. Le bajaron el precio a 332 casas. El mercado se está anivelando. La gente no están vendiendo ya los precios de COVID que quisieron tratar, pero como ven que el mercado se está nivelando, ahora están bajando los precios de las casas. Y que entraron en el mercado otra vez por una razón o la otra, o financiamiento, la persona se arrepintió, algo así, fueron 103 casas. So, imagínense de esas 361 nuevas casas que entraron en el mercado. Para la semana que viene, si hago el reporte otra vez, le puedo decir que mitad de esas casas no van a estar disponibles. So, si tienen alguna pregunta, suéltenme la preguntita ahí y estamos aquí para contestarles. Any questions, guys? Go ahead and type it in the chat for me, and I will be more than happy to answer, as well as Deanna. Our information is on there. I've put it a couple times. If you guys need me to put our numbers or emails again, just type it in the chat if you guys can't see it. I did offer the free home buyers packets. I can send those out via email. You guys can either shoot me an email and ask me for it, or you can just type in your email address on the chat and we will go ahead and get that over to you.
Or even just text us your email address over.
And we'll get it over to you. One word, we will get it to you. Thank you for joining us on a Saturday. We know it's halfway through the day, but you guys are here with us. Look, we got 5 viewers.
All right. Exciting. That is exciting. Yes. Thank you guys for joining us.
Questions? Now we got 6. Look at that.
All right.
We got about another 25 minutes, so please throw some questions on there. No question is a silly question. We're here to answer them as best as we can. I'm going to leave you guys with Deanna for a minute while I grab my charger. Because I'm like, my battery's going down.
That's right. We don't want our battery to die before you guys get back. All right. So, maybe I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I have been doing mortgages for 6.5 years now, been in finance for 13 years. Kind of did a little bit of dabbled into the banking world, and then would get bored and moved on to something else. And the mortgages is the thing I've been doing the longest because it's something that I never get bored in. Things are always changing. I'm always learning new things. It's a very rewarding position to be able to help people like you get into houses. If you have any credit challenges, I'm completely trained in credit. I come from credit union world, which is where my financing background began. So I can definitely help with giving you pointers into the right direction so that if now's not the time to buy, we can help you with getting into a home in the future. Because if you don't know where to start, then you'll never be able to get to that dream of home ownership.
So, Diana estaba diciendo que ya tiene 6 años y medio de 6.5 years de experiencia. Ella también ayuda con reparación de crédito. So, si tienen el crédito un poquito malo, si tienen miedo de intentar comprar una casa por el no saber qué esperar, no deje que eso se los impida. Ella le va a ayudar durante el proceso, le va a explicar qué es lo que tienen que hacer para poder cualificar. Any questions out there?
Anything you guys might want us to talk about, whether it not be a question? Do you want us to just give you some information about a specific topic or anything?
Well, let's talk a little bit about the growth in Ocala.
Okay.
So there's a lot of things already here, and there's a lot of things still coming. 2 weeks ago was the first time ever I stepped into a Buc-ee's, and you know that because you read my message.
Yeah.
And we have 2 here in Florida, and I've never been to one.
Yep. The ones here in Florida are more on the smaller side.
But we are getting the biggest one.
We are in Ocala going to be getting the biggest Buc-ee's that there is. It's a super cool store. If you ever drive past one, just stop and experience it. It's crazy. My 3-year-old absolutely loves the chippy aisle. He was in chippy heaven. If they had a bacon aisle, it might even be better for him.
Oh, yes. I did, because it was the first time, and it was like not even 6 o'clock in the morning because we were driving down from Mississippi. They were yelling and clapping, and I didn't understand the point of it. And I guess every time they cut a brisket, that's tradition there.
Yep.
So I was like, why are they yelling? I'm looking at the door like, did we run? Like, what do we do? Like,
They're
everybody's yelling,
so
everybody's clapping.
happy.
They are very happy at 6 o'clock in the morning. I don't know that I was that happy.
No. Alani said she was stopping for 15 minutes, and I told her that was never going to happen.
No, I think it took me 15 minutes to decide what I wanted to eat. I still made it to Florida on time, though.
She did for our closing.
For our closing. We had a closing that same day, and I was on vacation. And it was also the day of my birthday. So we left Mississippi at like 3:45 in the morning because I had a 1 o'clock closing in Ocala. That's obviously how much I love real estate.
Yes.
Because I don't think that it was a family vacation. I don't think that a lot of people would do that sacrifice. Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I know I did it for my buyers because
Yeah.
I did not. They were driving down from Idaho. I'm like 7-8 hours away. Why would I not make it there on time?
And that is something about us, is that we're with you from beginning to end. We're going to be at the closing table with you. So if there's any questions there, we'll be there to help you with the whole process.
It's like a hand holding.
It is.
Like I hold your hand from the beginning of the process, from the minute we go to see houses, from them. First of all, there's a process. Let's start by saying that.
Yeah.
So usually we like to make sure that you were pre-approved.
Right. It'd be like walking into the grocery store with $5 and then going to buy something that's $10.
You want a $20 steak.
Yes. So we want to know how much money you have to spend before you start falling in love with houses.
Mm-hmm. And again, that's why we're here to help, because we want to walk you through the whole process. So just so everybody understands, there is a process. The first thing you want to do is definitely get a pre-approval.
Mm-hmm.
I think even before the pre-approval is, please make sure we have some money saved up. Let's save up some money. Let's get a pre-approval, and then let's go shop homes.
Yes.
Because
even though you may get down payment assistance, or you may not have a down payment that we would go a USDA loan or a VA loan if you're a veteran, and if you are, thank you for your service. You still are going to have money to have to invest into the purchase of a home. So you want to still have a little bit of a cushion. Plus, whenever you purchase the home, you're not going to have a landlord to fall back on. So if something goes wrong, you want to have a little bit of money saved so you can fix whatever happens, and not go into debt if something goes wrong with the home. So it's always good to just have a little bit of a savings there just in case, and you will have money to invest no matter what. You have an earnest deposit, which is when you sign a contract. Actually, I'll let Lottie talk a little bit more about the earnest.
Okay. So I'm gonna explain everything we just spoke about in Spanish, and then we'll talk about that. So hay un proceso, mi gente bella, querida y amada, cuando van a comprar una casa, lo primero que tienen que hacer es guardar un poquito de dinero. Siempre van a necesitar algo porque tienes el depósito y tienes otras cositas que tienes que pagar. Pedimos que por favor siempre primero tengan algo de dinerito guardado. Necesitamos una preaprobación, porque Gil es un ejemplo que Diana dijo fue, mira, y vamos a ir al supermercado con $5, pero usted quiere un vista que vale 20. So, tenemos que tener la preaprobación para saber en qué mercado es que tenemos que ir buscando, cuáles son los precios de las casas al que tenemos que basar dependiendo su preaprobación. So, ese es el primer proceso, es siempre tener la preaprobación antes de ir a comprar casa. Tengo muchos compradores que dicen, no, pero es que quiero ver cuánto vale, qué es lo que me ofrecen en una casa de 250, una de $500,000. Pero es que, mi gente, no los puedo llevar a ver esa casa de $500,000 sin saber si cualifican, porque es como un niño, te estoy dando la paleta, después te la voy a quitar. So, la preaprobación es algo bien, bien, bien importante. Ese es el primer proceso. So, we were saying...
what they might have to invest into.
Okay, so with the contract, 3 days later, within 24 hours usually, once the offer is accepted, within the next 3 business days, you have to do an escrow deposit. And that all depends. It could be $1,000. It could be $5,000. So that's why we always ask that you have some kind of money saved up. Even if you get the down payment assistance, you're still going to need money because you still have your inspection cost. Mm-hmm. You have your survey cost. You have your appraisal cost. And you have that escrow deposit that needs to be done. So we always say I tell my people, at least have $5,000.
Yes.
At least. And that's that's before knowing if you're going to even qualify for the down payment assistance program.
Right.
Because if you don't qualify, then you need
more.
You need more
additional
money.
Yes.
But at least up front, always count with at least $5,000 because you're going to need your deposit. You're going to have those costs that you guys have to pay for.
Now, that escrow deposit is given back to you. It's deducted from what costs entail for the purchase of the home. So it's not money that just gets to stay with the sellers or anything like that. It's deducted from what your cash to close is. So it is given back to you. But if you don't follow the contract, there is times that you could lose that escrow deposit. So that's where we're here to guide you 100% through the process. And even after you're done, after closing, you still have questions, something comes up. I mean, there's a lot of excitement going on. You just bought a house.
I still talk to half of my buyers.
Yes, we are here.
I stay in contact. Birthdays, it's hey, happy birthday. Merry Christmas if they celebrate it. During the whole process, you get to know your buyer.
Yeah.
So you get to whether it's a religion thing, like, you know, if somebody's of a religion that they don't celebrate birthdays, it's probably not a good idea to text them happy birthday on their birthday.
Right.
So during the process, you actually get to meet, you know, your buyers, and you build that bond.
Yep. You get to know each other and inevitably build friendships. So,
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of people that, you know, now I'm Facebook friends with, and we, you know, keep in touch that way too. Or, you know, I get phone calls from pretty much all of my buyers still. If you get something in the mail you have a question about, like, we're here for you. Don't
it's
think
not just because we close on a transaction, we're done.
Yeah.
No, this is long term. Like, we're in it for the long term. Like, you're stuck with me. If you really didn't like me, I'm sorry, you're stuck with me.
You better tell us,
right?
We're gonna keep bothering you.
Yes, we just want to make sure you're good, you're comfortable, and that, you know, we build that bond.
Yep. And we've both lived in Marion County for a very long time.
I've been here since 95.
And I've been here my whole life.
Your whole life?
So 1990.
I'm a New Yorker. I gotta say, well, I was born in Puerto Rico, but I am so a New Yorker. I was raised in the Bronx. So I am totally a New Yorker. If y'all didn't hear it in the accent already, I'm sorry. But yes, I am a New Yorker, but I've been here in Ocala, Florida, actually in Marion Oaks since 1995. So I think I know Florida. I think I know Ocala pretty well.
Pretty well, yeah.
I know Ocala pretty well. I've seen its growth, which is amazing.
Yes, we have definitely seen a lot of growth around here, and it is continuing to grow. Our little small town is not a small town anymore.
No, we have a lot of people, but I see, you know, just to kind of get off topic, but not off topic because we're still talking real estate. The amount of home you can buy here compared to like Orlando, Gainesville, Tampa, you sometimes get twice the size of the home for half the money.
Definitely.
So that's why we have a lot of people coming to Ocala, and the interest is so much in Ocala is because of that.
Right. And not only Ocala, just Marion County as a whole. And Marion County is a huge, huge county. So there's so much here. We're in the middle of the state. So being so central is such a good selling point for a lot of people, because, I mean, within an hour or two in any direction, you can get to wherever you want to see.
So this is a census in 2020. I had to look it up because, you know, curiosity killed the cat. So the population back in 2020 was 375,908. That was back in 2020. I'm almost sure it's probably double at this point.
Yeah, in 21 it was 385. So
yeah. So keep on adding from there. We are well over 500,000.
Yeah.
We have to be. You're about 10,000 a year.
Yeah. How many? Oh, those are cities. How many cities in Marion County? I think we have 7 or
1, 2, 8.
9. We have 9 cities that Marion County covers.
So, estamos hablando un poquito de la población aquí en Marion County. En el 2020 habían aproximadamente 375,000 personas. Yo creo que ya vamos más por 500,000. Pero lo que estamos hablando es de cómo Marion County ha crecido tanto. Y las propiedades que puedes conseguir aquí a mitad del precio de lo que vas a conseguir, sea Orlando, sea Gainesville, sea Tampa, hasta Miami. Vas a conseguir mucha más casa aquí por el precio. Sea nueva, sea un resale. Definitivamente aquí es a donde está el dinero, aquí es a donde está para invertirlo. ¿Tienen alguna otra pregunta para nosotros? Any other questions, guys? We have about 11 minutes.
So pretty much any living lifestyle that you're looking to have, you can find it here. If you want to be directly in the city, if you want to have a little bit of land, you want to be secluded a little more, I mean, you can find it here in Marion County.
Definitely, there's something for
For
everybody
everybody.
to do.
Yes.
Aquí, dependiendo el tipo de vida que te guste, aquí hay algo para todo el mundo. Sea yéndote a los springs, un ejemplo, los fines de semana, sea corriendo bicicleta, sea caminando. Hay tantos parques aquí, parques del estado que son mantenidos por el estado y son bellísimos. Hay algo a hacer para todas las edades. I was saying in Spanish that there's so much to do for all ages, like the state parks.
Oh, yeah.
I love going to the springs.
Yeah.
Not lately because of the gators, but I love going to the springs.
There's always gators. What are you talking about?
I've never bumped into one.
Oh, well, I don't know how, but I had a gator on my front porch about a year ago.
I remember the picture. Yes.
It was just a little one. It was about 3 feet, but definitely came home to a gator on my front porch.
But there's always something to do. It doesn't matter like the age. There's always something to do here.
There is.
We have the WEC, the World Equestrian Center. The place is gorgeous. I've gone there just to walk on the weekends.
Yeah.
And it's just, you do free stuff, free shows. Shows de gratis aquí en el World Equestrian Center. Que siempre hay algo para hacer, como le expliqué, para todas las edades. Aquí en Ocala hay tantas cosas que hacer. Y estás central, estás a hora y media del aeropuerto. Estás a hora y media de los parques, de Tampa. O sea, estás tan central que está todo bien cerca. I was telling them how we're central.
Yeah.
So you're about an hour and a half away from Orlando, from the airport, hour and a half away from the parks, from the theme parks.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter which direction you go. Whether you go Orlando, Tampa, you're still an hour and a half away.
Right. So, and not only just horse shows, there's also a lot of car shows that are around. I'm a car person myself, so that's something that I enjoy, not during the summertime because it's very hot. I'm very happy to be in the AC today.
I keep on getting alerts on my phone, guys, just so you know that the heat wave and the heat index, it feels like 115. I feel like it lies because it feels like 300.
But I'd rather be able to just jump in some water than shovel snow.
Exactly. Exactly. Okay, guys, so you have our information. Any more questions?
I'm going to type my information in again, and then Alati can type hers in. Yep. I'm not used to your keyboard.
And I can't do a Mac. You have a Mac?
No.
Yours is just smaller?
Yeah, I think, yeah, it is. It's much smaller. Yeah, I don't have a thing to the side.
Okay, good morning from Los Angeles. Good morning.
Good morning,
from
Ronald.
Los Angeles.
Wow.
Could you give your opinion on the quality of new home construction? My opinion as a realtor is I love the new constructions. What they're doing with them and the different, every builder has something different in each one of them. New constructions are, how is it that I want to say it? Every new construction is different.
Mm-hmm. Every builder's different.
Every builder is different. I love every single one of them. Like I don't think I've ever, because they all have their little uniqueness to them.
Yeah. And as far as the quality of the homes, I mean, I've not had any buyer call me back and tell me that they were upset with the construction. And we've sold with many builders.
Many different builders.
I'm actually a preferred lender with locally Deltona Corporation. And on top of
their homes, I sold so many of them.
We have done a lot of deals with Deltona, and also on top of the world in Calessa as well. But we've sold with many, many builders around Marion County. Alati and myself have done deals with clients, probably, I would say at least 7 different builders around. Yeah.
At least. So, okay, now we have Ingrid. ¿Qué información tienes sobre los seguros de las casas? Se escucha mucho que los residentes están sufriendo. Ok, Ingrid, lo que pasa es que hacen, bueno, un par de añitos y todavía sigue pasando, honestamente. Algunos de los seguros se han ido del estado de la Florida por la sencilla razón de que no es que haya fraude, es que hay muchos reclamos con los techos. So, las pólizas han subido, no drásticamente. Yo creo que la mía, en mi casa personal, yo creo que en los últimos 3 años lo único que ha subido han sido como $200 o $300, que no es mucho. Sí tenemos mucha información de muchos seguros que todavía están disponibles. Como te digo, algunos se han ido de Florida, pero todavía tenemos muchas compañías de seguro con buenas pólizas. Sí están un poquito altos, pero comparativamente con otros estados, no los considero altos. Un ejemplo sería una casa que nosotros cerramos, 265,000. El seguro de ella al año, y eso te lo incluyen en el mortgage, by the way. Yo creo que el de ella, new construction 265, the insurance like on tories was about 1,400, right?
For new construction insurance,
Yeah.
It honestly just depends. It's definitely more affordable. But
Her question was just in general about insurances. So I did, explain the fact that a lot of insurance companies have pulled out of the state of Florida because of the roof and all these claims. But we still have quite a lot.
Yeah,
but I'm trying to give her rough price ranges. So on a new construction,
I would say 700 to 1,200, unless you want more coverage, but on average. And existing, depending on if there's a roof or not, you're probably looking 1,200 to upwards in the 2,000s, depending on the age of the home.
So, Ingrid, un ejemplo, en una casa de nueva construcción, que todito es nuevo, que no vas a tener problemas por muchos años, el seguro te puede salir entre 700 a 1,200 al año. Un ejemplo, una casa que es un resale, puede ser entre 1,200 hasta $2,000 al año de seguro. Y eso está incluido en el mortgage. Pero no, sí han habido muchas pólizas pues que han sido, muchas compañías que se han ido, pero todavía tenemos bastantes opciones aquí en Florida.
And that's yearly premiums. That's not like.
Y eso es al año. So, si divides, un ejemplo, hasta dividiendo 2,000, que es alto, dividiendo 2,000 por 12, estás pagando 167. Dividido por 12. 167 aproximadamente al mes que te incluyen en el bill del mortgage.
Yes. And to touch again on the new construction quality question, I want to mention that here in the state of Florida, we have different regulations that the builders have to follow when it comes to homes, due to hurricanes and that kind of thing, because we do have to think about those. So the quality of the construction is going to be different than if you went to another state, because we have different building regulations than other states are going to have to make sure the homes will upstand for the storms that we get.
Right. What am I doing? There we go. So, Diana put her information in. Ahí Diana puso toda la información de ella, su correo electrónico, su número de teléfono, para que la puedan contactar. Absolutely, Ronald. Y yo acabo de poner mi información también con mi número de celular y mi correo electrónico. Acuérdense, si tienen alguna pregunta, nos pueden contactar las veces que quieran. Estamos aquí honestamente para ayudarlos. So, both Diana and I have put our information in there. There's no reason for you guys not to be able to reach out to us. If you have any questions, our email is on there. Our phone number is on there. You can find us on me, it's my name, and on you, I know it's your name. You can find us on Instagram,
Yep.
Facebook, TikTok. Just look up our names and you can find us on there. So there's definitely ways that you guys can definitely reach out to us. Again, if you want to shoot me an email, shoot me a text with your email address and your information, and I will be more than happy to get that home buyer's booklet out to you guys.
Yes. And if you don't want to put it in the chat, you can email it to us or text us, and we'll make sure that you guys get it. I see we are up to 9 viewers now, and that's really exciting. Thank you guys for joining us. We have a couple more minutes left in our live, but I know that we have some new people. So if you guys have any questions, please ask us now. If not, then we're going to jump off here at 1 o'clock. But if you got some more questions, put them in, because we'll stay a little bit longer if you need us to.
And for those of you that just joined us, because I just realized it jumped up.
Yes.
I am Eladi Fonseca with Great Expectations Realty.
And Deanna Chosewood with Guaranteed Rate, here to answer any of your home buying questions from a lender perspective or a realtor perspective. We're here to help you.
And today's show, or today's live, was also translated. I went ahead and translated it in Spanish. So si tenemos algunos compradores que tengan alguna pregunta en español, pónganme la preguntita ahí en el chat, escríbenme un texto, envíenme un correo electrónico, ahí está toda mi información. Estamos aquí para ayudarles. We're here to help, guys, so let us know what you need from us.
All right. Well, we are approaching our time. We'll give it a minute longer, just in case any of our new viewers have any questions. And if not, then we're going to sign off.
It was great. Thank you guys for being here with us today, taking your time out, to be here to ask us some really good questions. Again, we are more than happy to help. All our information is on there in the chat. Eladi Fonseca with Great Expectations Realty. My number is 352-454-4099.
And Deanna Chosewood with Guaranteed Rate. My phone number is 352-496-1883.
We're going to go ahead and end this live again. Thank you guys, and any questions, reach out to us. Muchas gracias, Ingrid. Cualquier preguntita, tienes mi información, me envías un texto, un correo electrónico, y aquí estoy para ayudarlos.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Have a great weekend.
Bye.